Hi, welcome to Relax and Chat, episode 28. I'm your host, Rod Gilley. Our guest today is Sarah Crabtree, the author of The Elfin Stone and The Zombie Writer. She also has a story in It's Dark in Their Minds, the RDG Books Press Horror Anthology Volume 1. Her story in the anthology is Something Within the Watch House. I have a different kind of show for you today. I'm going to begin with a question. What do you get when you have the following four things? A British author who really wanted to participate in the show, but her schedule was too full to actually make an appearance. B, she sent a script. C, you're a tiny house with very shallow pockets. And D, you have a good friend in West Virginia. So what do you get when you put those four things together? Why, this episode, of course. Sarah has one of the most complex stories in the anthology, It's Dark in Their Minds. So here she shares what inspired the tale.
I was inspired to write this story after reading about and researching the lives of our ancestors in the 19th century. In England, there were folk known as the Resurrectionists. I came across a number of sinister tales of men who wanted to make a quick buck by selling corpses to wannabe surgeons. In the 18th century, when the death penalty was pretty common, there was a goodly supply of bodies for dissection. But with the rolling back of the death sentence and more convicts being deported, the supply dried up. Therefore, enterprising rogues took it upon themselves to trade in the dead. It was not unknown for a vicar to be paid by the bereaved to bury the body in the day, then accept payment from the grave robbers, or resurrectionists, at night to disinter the body and flog it to a surgeon for medical research. This was where the story of the watch house came to be. Little outbuildings were constructed in various churchyards, each with a tiny window for the watchman to keep an eye out on nocturnal activities in the graveyard. In today's English churchyards there is still evidence of metal grilling installed around old graves, which would have been paid for by the bereaved to protect their loved ones from being disinterred. My original story was about a girl who spent every Christmas with her parents at an elderly uncle's mansion, where they would meet up with other relatives. Each Christmas, the girl becomes more mature and curious about the real story behind the watch house. Each Christmas, her great-uncle becomes more frail, until the final Christmas, when it is clear it will be his last. This is when the supernatural bit kicks in. In England, Christmas is a traditional time for ghost stories. When our protagonist finally gets a hold of the key to the watch house, childhood has reached an end. Trapped within the snow globe at this most magical time of the year, our heroine is transported back in time to London and all of its filth and crime. There will be no more Christmases at Boswell Grange after this. Indeed, upon the death of Uncle Grampy, the estate is dissolved, and the only evidence of what this place meant to his family is locked inside the head of the protagonist. So for one night a year, round Christmas, on the anniversary of Uncle Grampy's death, she relives the story of that something within the watch house. Sarah Crabtree.
Clearly, Sarah did a lot of research for her story. I hope that you've enjoyed hearing her thoughts. I also want to give a great thank you to a great writer, a very skilled line editor, and now a voice actress, Miracle Blankenship. She did a wonderful job, I think, in doing this voiceover for me. Believe me, I could not have pulled off a female voice. Nope. Well, that concludes episode 28 of Relax and Chat. I hope you enjoyed this unusual style of show, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.